women's sports. Would this bill require all women's sports programs to make biological women compete against biological males with gender dysphoria?
They wouldn't have to have gender dysphoria. Anyone who says they're a girl at any time under this bill, they don't have to be transgender identified. They don't have to have gender dysphoria.
I'm getting there, okay? Let me ask you again, would this bill require women's sports programs to make women compete against men who have gender dysphoria, who identify as a woman?
Yes, anyone who identifies as a woman.
Okay. Would the man who identifies as a woman be required to take chemicals to block his masculinity?
No.
So he could just show up and say, "I want to compete. I'm trans. I'm a male, but I identify as a female."
Yes, that's correct.
And who determines who's transgender in a situation like that?
It's self-identification. So effectively, if he says he's a woman, he's a woman.
Okay.
What happens when the rules of women's sports are rewritten not by athletes, but by legislation? One bill, one definition, and a debate shaking the foundation of fair competition. Women's sports have always stood for opportunity, resilience, and fairness. Today, they stand at a crossroads. At the heart of the debate is a simple but powerful question. Would this bill require women's sports programs to allow biological males to compete against biological females? Under the proposal, eligibility wouldn't depend on medical transition, not hormones, not surgery, not even a diagnosis of gender dysphoria. Identification alone would be enough. If someone says, "I identify as a woman," then under the bill that's the deciding factor. No medical requirements, no biological standard, no external review. Self-identification determines eligibility. Show up, state an identity, enter women's competition. That's how the rule would work. Supporters argue this is about inclusion and dignity. Critics raise concerns about physical advantages shaped by puberty, strength, and speed. The question isn't emotion, it's competition. Can fairness exist without shared biological standards? And who?
Okay. If I'm a parent of a transgender child, and I decline to have my child, a minor, take sex-changing hormones or chemicals or undergo sex change surgery. How would this bill impact my rights as a parent?
I don't know how it necessarily will, but it would seem that it will make it harder for parents to exercise their own judgment whenever a child says they have gender dysphoria. It would be I think that there will be more danger of coming under pressure and the possibility of losing custody.
Okay.
Now consider families. What if a child identifies as transgender, but a parent chooses not to approve medical interventions? No hormones, no surgeries. Could that parent face pressure? Could their judgment be questioned? Could parental rights be challenged? The bill raises concerns about increased scrutiny and even the risk of losing custody when parents make cautious choices. This isn't just a legal argument. It's about scholarships, team dynamics, safety, opportunities earned through years of training. Women's sports were created because equality didn't exist without protected categories. Changing the definition changes everything. This debate isn't going away. And the future of women's sports depends on thoughtful, honest conversation, not silence. Fairness, inclusion, reality. Where do you stand? If women's sports matter to you, join the discussion. Like, subscribe, and share your voice because the game is bigger than any one rule.